think that President Obama's announcement of drawdown of US troops is absolutely in line with NATO's strategy as agreed at the Lisbon summit. And the reason for that is that over the next 3.5 years, we're going to be progressively handing over security control of Afghan territory to the Afghan armed forces, and that is something which is a shared goal. It's what President Karzai wants, and it's what we think is the right thing to do as well. And really the drawdown which the President has announced is enabled precisely because we have had a good deal of success in training the Afghan security forces to take the security tasks themselves and deal with them successfully. You know, since the United States surge took place 18 months ago, and indeed the Allied surge as a whole, we've seen over 100,000 Afghan troops and police have been trained to take on security tasks. Before the end of the process, by the end of 2014, we'll have trained another 70,000 odd troops and police. So this is a very big commitment in terms of Afghanistan's ability to maintain its security itself. So I think that the announcement which the President made was prudent, and I think that it will allow us to complete our campaign goals so that we can withdraw the troops of ISAF from combat missions by the end of 2014. It's the role of responsible military commanders, of course, to make recommendations which would give them all of the elements that they would really like to be able to run a successful campaign. It's the job of politicians then to reach judgments which take into account all of the factors, the political factors and the military factors, and that is what the President has done in this case. Now, as far as the other partners we have, both within NATO and our partners outside NATO are concerned, what they will understand is that we are not near the end of the campaign at present. We have another 3.5 years to go in combat missions, and even after that we will want a long and strong partnership with Afghanistan in the future. So I think that what all capitals will be thinking about is whether they can prudently and responsibly withdraw a proportion of the forces they have committed to Afghanistan. But I'm sure that they will do so in a way which maintains the campaign. So this is absolutely not a precipitous drawdown. This is a carefully calibrated, carefully considered, gradual reduction in our force levels in Afghanistan, which will leave us enough to do the job which we're here to do. If you compare the Afghan security forces now with how they were 2 years ago, you see a huge improvement. We now see Afghans leading many missions which we are managing in Afghanistan. We see them taking responsibility for their security in a number of areas. Indeed, in the next few days we will begin the process of transition, and Afghan forces will be taking responsibility for security in various cities and parts of Afghanistan where somewhere between 20 and 25% of the population live. And you know, if you look at the way in which the Afghan forces have responded to some really difficult security incidents over the last few weeks in places like Kandahar and Herat, you see increasing professionalism. Now, in addition to that, of course, we've got another 3.5 years to go, during which time NATO and its partners' forces will continue to be playing an active combat role in Afghanistan. So we are not leaving the Afghan forces on their own. Even after that, we will want to maintain a strong relationship with Afghanistan, based not only on training of their continued training of the security forces, but also in other ways too. So yes, I'm pretty confident that by the end of the period we are going to be having really capable Afghan forces who will be able to maintain the security of their own country.